Hey, I don't want to waste your time. I just quickly want to introduce myself. I'm Fellipe the Barber and welcome to my channel where I teach you my approach to barbering. If you feel like you got a lot of value out of this video, consider subscribing and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fellipe.thebarber. Without further ado, let's get to the haircut.
And yet another haircut. This haircut is going to be a high skin fade and a number 6 on the top. So to begin this haircut, I'm going to start off on the sides and finish the fade first before I do the number 6 on top. So I'm taking my number 1.5 guard to set the top guideline. I'm using Aster Octane, which is a detachable blade clipper, and I'm using the 1.5 going straight up in the air. I am not following the contour of the head, making sure that the clipper stays at 90-degree angle. Once I have the top guideline, now I know exactly where to set my bottom one. So using my trimmer, my Babyliss FX trimmer, I am setting a bottom guideline following the same contour, the same shape that I set the top guideline with. Very important to know that when you're setting a guideline and you're setting a bottom guideline, or any guideline for that matter, you want to make sure that you set a guideline and leave enough space for you to blend. I often see barbers underestimate where to set the guidelines and you end up having too little of a space to blend. It's possible to blend that space, but it's more difficult and it takes more time. So anyways, moving forward, I'm taking my Bronze Series 5 foil shaver and I'm going to shave that all the way down to the bare skin to add that layer. Here I'm actually taking a number 1 and opening the lever, which is pretty much the same exact thing as the 1.5 detachables. I did that just to make sure all the hair is cut. Sometimes I miss when I'm using the detachable 1.5. Sometimes I miss some hairs, and I'm just making sure that the 1.5 is cutting everything. And while I'm at it, I am blending in the sideburns for the client as well. I'm not doing any beard work for this haircut. Perfect. Now to begin to move on with the fade, I'm setting a middle guideline, and this middle guideline is going to be directly exactly in between the top and the bottom guideline. And this guideline I am setting with a half. So I open the blade. You can also set it with the half guard with the blade closed, and I'm setting that in between the top and the bottom. And then I begin to fade. I always fade from the bottom up. It's easier not to get lost, and this is something that is becoming a habit and a usual practice of me. So I close my lever. Here I'm using a Alpha Gamma Plus, and I am working my way from the bottom up with the lever closed, flicking out the line, and then I'll gradually open the blade to give that even smoothing transition. And then to get rid of that middle line, I use the 1 guard with the lever closed, flick out the line, and then come back with the half guard, lever slightly open to smooth out that blend even more. Usually that number 1 guard usually does not get rid of that line completely. So I'll go ahead and throw on the half guard, open the lever slightly.
Hey, if you're struggling with your fade, if you're taking too long, not consistent, and can't repeat the same fade over and over again, it's probably because you don't have a system. I'm not here to sell you. I'm simply going to present the opportunity to you to learn my 3-step fade system through a course I've put together. So click on the link in the description below to find out more.
So this is time to start moving on with the top of the hair. Now the client likes to have the hairline completely, like boxed out. So, and he combs the hair forward in order to hide a little bit of the receding hairlines. So in this case, I'm going to shape the client up first so that I know exactly where that line is, so that when I come with the number 6, I know what not to cut. Because if I just take the number 6 and I completely start cutting every single piece of hair, then I'm going to cut too much length off the front of the fringe, and he won't have that straight line. The receding hairline will show. I take the 6 guard and just run in the clipper, and you see here I am trying to see where to start cutting with the number 6 in front of the hair. I want to make sure that I don't cut that hair, so that that hair stays long enough to cover the receding line. Now I have a number 5 guard, and I'm just gonna start to, use the guards to blend from the 6 all the way down. And then I will take the clipper over comb to connect the top to the sides and blend the midsection. So the clipper over comb is a lot easier said than done, but it's really easy once you get the hang of it. You want to keep the comb flat on the client's head. You also want to keep it at a 90-degree angle. You do not want to start angling that comb in towards the head or too far out. You want it to be completely flush. And that is the final product right there. 6 on top, high skin fade, beautiful blend. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you for watching. If you got to this point of the video, I know for a fact you got a lot of value. And the way you can support is by subscribing to this channel and following me on Instagram and TikTok. Stay safe.